Last but not least, we have our fourth pitch contestants coming up. We have Omar Alvarado and Jonathan Thomas pitching us All Niter.
All right, so let's imagine we're from Austin traveling to, let's say, Denver. Austin is known for a huge culture in bars, different places to go out, have a drink. And then let's say you go to Denver. You don't know anything about Denver. You open your phone, you Google it, you find a great place, 5 stars, 100 reviews. How it can go wrong? There is no way it can go wrong. Actually, it is. You go to the place, it's completely trash. You don't like it, you go Google for the next place, you hop from place to place for 5 hours and you never find the right place. That's why Jonathan and I created All Niter. My name is Omar Alvarado. I am a student at the Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship at the University of Houston.
And then I'm Jonathan Thomas. I am also a student at the Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship at the University of Houston.
And basically what All Niter is, I'll describe you first the problem so you can picture it a little more. Here we can see a group of people that, let's say, it's a group of young professionals that are traveling. They are looking for a place to go. They can find they don't know what they want at that moment. They can probably be in mood for a small bar, a bigger bar, a lounge, a nightclub, an ultra nightclub. And then they found it on Google or either Yelp. They go, they either like it or they hate it. Whatever is the result of that experience is gonna lead to a review. That review can potentially be a huge influence on the next person that visits the place. Either if it's good or it's bad, it's gonna influence a lot on the next decision for the establishment and for the person. If it's super good, the next person is gonna go and it's gonna be biased by the review that they saw. If it's a very bad review, probably the person are not gonna see a place that can potentially be their favorite place, the next favorite place, because they had a bad experience with that. The previous person had a bad experience with that place, and they're not just gonna go because they saw a bad review. Basically, last semester, while we were working in the intellectual property at the university, we were thinking how we can do this, how we can do something, because we are college students. I have already 6 years in the hospitality industry, 4 in nightlife industry, between bars and nightclubs. And I was talking to Jonathan that he has about 3 more. And we were talking, hey, I have this experience with a customer last week in the nightclub. How we can make this to don't let people experience these kind of things again. Then we took a whiteboard, and started writing ideas, a brainstorm, and then we came up with what will be All Niter. Basically, what All Niter will be, it's an application. Next slide, please. What All Niter will be, it's an application that will be able to match the right nightclub or the right bar with the right people. Basically, when you set all your preferences, you like this type of music, the type of environment, the drinks, the status. If you don't want to pay $20 for a drink, you don't go to this nightclub. You go to a bar where you can spend the same $20 in 4 drinks. That's why we want to match the right people with the right nightclub, because this will avoid problems with not leading to bad reviews or good reviews that will be biased for the experience of the next person. And we also want to provide a better experience for all the new visitors from the nightclub perspective. We're not just going to support the people, but also the establishments.
So the way that we're going to be able to accomplish this is through utilizing the Google Cloud platform to really allow us to utilize Firebase. Firebase is going to allow us to be able to create both our iOS app and our Android app at the same time, and be able to just have a skin overlay for each one of those representatives. And then with Firebase, it'll be able to link back to our backend, where we're able to use their machine learning and then a couple of that with artificial intelligence, so that we're able to really know what the user previous experiences have been, and then how we're able to make better recommendations for them in the future, such that we're able to ensure that any recommendation that we have is going to be accurate up to 95%, instead of currently where you're going to a nightclub or to a lounge or a different venue of any sort. You're utilizing Google or Yelp with 50% confidence. because it's not tailored to you. It's based off of previous people's experience. Even though Omar and myself, we're not going to have the same taste. So there's no reason that we should utilize other people's reviews on a place if they do not match our own opinion of what a good establishment is. So pretty much our next steps on the technology side is to continue building out our minimal viable product and releasing a beta product, as well as being able to integrate additional features such as biometrics, where we're able to ensure that the person that has their phone and that's able to go through that, the whole user experience, we're able to make sure that you are who you are, and that we're able to customize and tailor it directly to you, as well as being able to integrate payment processing, so you're able to prepay for your experience that you're going to have that night without having to have your wallet with you and have your credit card. We're going to be able to make it so it's a cashless system so that you're able to really enjoy your experience. And then pretty much following that up, we're able to include a user timeline where you're able to say that this week I was at this location. With that, we're able to build it and start building community inside of the application. And then on the business side, we're going to be completing our first seed round of funding currently, as well as utilizing Project Innovate to be able to build our core team and build out a more extensive development team. And then with that, with All Niter, we want to be able to transform your night into an All Niter. Thank you. We're now open for questions.
All right, I think our panel of judges are pretty experienced drinkers. Let's hear what they have to say.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
So I use a lot of these apps, like Google Maps, Foursquare, all that kind of thing. And one of the most difficult parts is that restaurants or bars or lounges don't always provide accurate data. And so I'll be looking for hip hop and I show up and it's indie, chill wave, whatever. And that's really disappointing. And so I'm curious, like, what's your strategy for getting that real-time data about what's actually going on at these clubs?
Yeah, so pretty much like the way that we're going to have it is we're going to have two different applications. So one that's going to be consumer facing and then another one that's going to be established facing, so that they're able to go in there and say what is the theme of the night, so that they can personally describe, say Wednesday night is going to be a Latin night, or then Thursday night is going to be electric night. So then they're able to, on the fly, be able to say this is what type of theme we're going to be having for that night.
Also, it depends. For example, you can have two different establishments that they can have an indie night both, but the type of crowd and the type of crowd, the prices, the drinks is all different. Yeah. So then we will be able to match what will be the best place for you, if it's establishment A or establishment B.
So usually when I do an all-nighter, I'm with my friends, and I think a lot of times when people are developing these platforms, they're thinking with your biometrics, you're thinking individual and personalized, but what about a social collaborative personalization so that my friends and I can all kind of be happy with the experience?
So pretty much what we're doing right at the beginning is making it tailored to you personally, but then later down the road, we want to be able to make it so that you can say, this is my group of people that I go out with. Let's try and find a place that majority of the people inside your group will find enjoyable. So then instead of it just being one data point saying, this is what I like personally, now we're able to find a location that both of us like, or that all four of you guys like.
What is the model for how you'll be funding this? Is it ads, or the venues do it, or?
Yeah, so pretty much the way that we're going to be generating revenue is through working in partnership with each of the venues. So we're going to be providing them with clientele that are going to be going to their establishment, and then they're going to be paying us a monthly fee to be listed onto our application, and then additionally a percentage of how much ever clients we bring in utilizing the app will receive a percentage of that.
So is that how you're tying in the digital payments piece? When you go into the venue, you'll arrange for their digital
So then we're able to already go through and say that we're processing all of your payments, and then we're able to have a further subsegment of this is how much fee that we're going to be associated with it, as well as doing traditional credit card processing for them.
All right, thank you guys very much. That was great. You know how to make a guy feel old. I had to go clubbing and nightlife the old-fashioned way, where we stumble around from club to club, and the new generation's got it so easy. You can maximize the effectiveness of your all-nighters, so to speak.